Yes. What's going on, people? What's going on, family? How you doing? I missed you guys. My God, it's been kind of while. Been off. I haven't put up the next episode. I think for a week now. Unfortunately, I had some emergencies that came up. The emergencies that happen to be emergent. So I'm back with another amazing episode here at K-Sport. I'm your man Casey, dropping you the updates of what's going on around Greece, Athens, and Europe at night. The news coming and what's going on around. If you're just hearing this for the first time, welcome to K-Sport podcast. And if you've been here around before, welcome back. I'm back with your amazing updates of what's going on here. So, I remember the last time I was here, things were not so bad. But meanwhile, within this period, a lot of things happened. I'll start with the worst news that I had. I wasn't posting, but I was really up to date of what was going on. We lost, one of the amazing actors in Hollywood, Chadwick Bozeman, and I'm pretty sure you've heard of him, you've heard of this guy, or you've watched a movie called Black Panther, which was one of the movies that was very popular because of what it represented. Black superheroes, which was one of the things was kind of missing in the superhumor in the Marvel family. But unfortunately, even the period this guy made this movie, the Black Panther, he was battling with cancer. Unfortunately, he lost his battle, which is a sad thing to see. The last time he appeared in the news, he was like I think it was an Instagram short video when he was a bit skinny, and some people were concerned about his losing weight. People thought maybe he was preparing for a role. I personally thought the same thing because I saw that clip way back in time. I thought maybe he's going to act because he had like all the beard, like he had grown up his beard, and it was really he had lost weight like really drastically. And being that the whole public was used to that image of a well-buffed guy who did the suit like the Black Panther with all these muscles, so seeing this clip was one thing that kind of raised some concerns. But unfortunately, less did we know that this guy was really battling with a very, very terrible cancer for I think approximately 5 years, they say. He passed out, but anyway, his legacy will live on. He left a mark upon on the world. That's what matters in life. What you leave behind, what are you going to be remembered for. So you do your job, and at least he did his. May his soul rest in peace. So I kicked off my episode with that because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move on without acknowledging that, because he's one of my favorite actors anyway. So, moving on down back home in the legendary Athens, in the mighty Greece, in the beautiful city of Athens and Greece as a country. What's going on down here? A lot has been going on here. Still, we have, the tensions between Turkey, these political these disputes in the East Mediterranean. They're still going on. Now there's a war of words right now. Every state is kind of mentally and psychologically preparing their citizens of what may happen in the near future. We're talking like a war or something like that, so there's a back and forth, and the European Union is trying to step in to see to everyone is like working towards de-escalating the situation, because anytime an accident can happen and things can get out of hand, which won't really look so good, especially to people like me, because oh my god, I don't have no military training for that. Anyway, it is kind of a uncomfortable thing when you look at it, but hopefully, as I always say, that a resolution can be found, a common ground can be found, so that things can be settled. Greece says is ready for a dialogue, but only when Turkey takes, withdraws from the area, meaning they have to take out all their warships that are located in this area. There's an exploring ship called Oruç Reis, which is stationed in a small, in this small part which is causing havoc, and it's accompanied by I think 5 or 6 warships. So Greece says we are ready for a dialogue, but only if when they have to to withdraw all the warships in this area, and that will be the first step towards having a dialogue. And they precaution Turkey should stop being provocative in their actions. There's a lot of war of words that is going on, as I mentioned, but fair enough. As I say, we hope things get better and a resolution is found, and we prevail as neighbors, because no matter what happens, whether you're in good terms with your neighbor or not, you're just going to be neighbors. It's nothing. Geography doesn't know that. I mean, you're stationed there. It's not going to change tomorrow. So you may have conflicts in between, but still you're going to be neighbors. So I think a better resolution is the best option that should be looked at. Anyway, moving on. I love fitness. Those people who know something about me. First of all, let me apologize for my background. Could be a bit busy today. I'm in the wrong room. I'm in the wrong room. I don't know which one has to be the right one, but that seems to be I'm in the wrong room. So it kind of lets in some noise from outside. But what I was saying, as for my love and passion for fitness and athletics, I was so excited about the Athens Half Marathon. I don't know if you know about this race. It's something that happens every year, where people mostly from Europe and around the world come through to race in this challenging race, which is a really it's a good one, but mainly running and all kind of stuff happens. Unfortunately, this race was cancelled. It was scheduled to be on the 20th of September, which is like in a week's time from now or two. But because of the spikes in the COVID cases lately, so the Ministry of Health and these infectious diseases, they had to to cancel, because this race attracts, it's a gathering which attracts all people, so many people coming through. So with this new rise in cases, it wasn't safe. So they canceled that. And you have to remember, it was initially scheduled to be happening on the 22nd of March, like in the beginning of this year, like around March 22nd. But then that was, right in the middle of that whole situation. So it was scheduled for September, hoping that from the 22nd of March until September, maybe things will be a bit different, which is unfortunate right now, that they're kind of not as we expect them to be. But so that led to the cancelling of this marathon. So a little bit of this race, it's to participate in the Athens Half Marathon. You have to first, how do I say? You must have just first qualified in the Spartan race. This is a race which is so challenging. The platforms there's a lot of climbing, running, going up hills, rough and rocky, terrains. It's a lot of it's a very challenging race. Obstacles and it's obstacle course racing. It's a very challenging one. So you have to first be someone who has done that, and they award you with some medals and something to show that you qualified in the Spartan race. And then after that you can participate in the Athens Half Marathon. That's like a prerequisite. Normally, like for example, this year's prizes, like money prizes, there's a lot of prizes they give around night for the winners, but money wise, I think it's like around 50,000 US euros that are, and I think US dollars, that are put up for, but they're just divided from the first one to the second to the third. I think the first one gets 10,000, and the second one, I think, like something like 5. It goes on that, like they divide amongst like up to 10 positions, up to the 10th position. That's when they give. That's the number they cut off on gave it. So it was cancelled, and in case it gets a new date, for sure we'll get we'll be updated on that, and we know when it's gonna be happening. Probably maybe not this year, but we'll see. Speculations say could be maybe around 7th or 8th of November. Who knows what happens in the middle of the winter. So we'll see, and we'll keep you posted. I will keep you posted. Okay, talking about cancelling and COVID cases. Now let's go to my favorite part, which is the travel industry, where I really love to give you the updates that are really happening around. So first of all, today or tomorrow, I think on Wednesday, the UK has announced 7 Greek islands which have gone into the quarantine list. Whoever comes from these 7 islands, starting on Wednesday. So whoever flying in from Lesvos, Tinos, Serifos, Mykonos, Crete, Santorini, Zakynthos, you have to go into a self-isolation for 14 days. That is the UK, but it's of course it sparked some of the questions because of some of the islands, like a really few cases out there, especially Crete. And when you look at it, these are the main spots of tourism. Greece has got tons of them, but they're like the usual spots which attract most of the travelers. So basically it's like where everyone coming from, because it's really hard to come to Greece as a visitor and you don't check one of these places. These are the main places, most of the main places where you don't want to miss. So if the quarantine order says, all right, these seven, if you come from one of these islands, you have to self-isolate for 14 days. It's like literally saying if you're coming from Greece, because you can't come to Greece to have a vacation or a holiday and then you miss to visit let's say Crete, you miss to visit Santorini, Mykonos, Zante. These are really nice places. So every UK citizen, natives, they have that. So but anyway, when you look at it, still the cases, it is my opinion now, the cases on these islands that have been that have caused the spikes of in COVID, they're still brought about by tourists themselves, by tourists not observing. Because when you look around, the locals in these very specific places, they're observing the rules or the structure that is set up by the state, the rules that have been put in place. You gotta close your place. You can't open your bar after midnight. The places are being closed. But when you check these very places, the people who have caused the spikes in these islands are the guests that are coming in, are the tourists. How they throw parties outside. For example, I will take a case which is very recent in Zante, or Zakynthos, which is one of the islands on the list, where mainly some Englishmen, and like after midnight they decided to throw a party on the beach, and after that the cases, like, they were discovered like after the next day, blah blah blah. And you can't blame it on the country generally when the locals, that's where the locals feel like it's unfair, like that you impose these, but it was still caused by visitors, or like, now you can, this is my opinion, because they try to abide with the rules, but then, anyway, it's kind of a unfair thing to say, but wherever you are, it's safe for me to continue to preserve, to stay safe in any case. Anyway, so, and more in the travel news, we have I don't know if you've ever been to Mykonos Island. There is one of the resorts called Namos and Skopjes. These are one of the spots which are like the high end, famously known for the celebrities and VIP. That's where they stop, but it's a really, really fancy place, very nice, been there. But a week ago or two, I think, it was closed because they found a few cases of COVID from this place, so it was kind of put a hold. But then they cleared the place, they isolated the cases, and then they were opened again. They opened again. So last Sunday, which is yesterday actually, Namos offered 1 day of free sunbeds. Expensive sunbeds for free. Like, whoever wanted to use this place, they just go there. you know, the price tag for the sunbeds in these resorts, like they begin around, like starting around what, like 200 something like that, 150, but kind of pricey compared to the normal price of a sunbed around the whole island. But the because of the status of the place anyway, it's expensive. But so on Sunday they gave an offer to all the the beach goers. You go there, you get any sunbed you want to use it for free. That's all. So I don't know, I think they're trying to compensate for those cases that were found in their place. I don't know. It's called branding and it's called business. So when you think that drama is ended or stopped, then something happened. That's why I like the news. So today there was an emergency landing in Coast Island, and the cause of emergency landing was one gentleman, 32-year-old traveler, who refused to put on a face mask. This gentleman was traveling from Antalya, Turkey, and he was going back to, guess where? To England. He was a UK national. So he refused to put on a mask, and normally the pilots, they're given a protocol to do in such situation, which is to land the aircraft to the nearest airport. So that's what happened. They decided to land the aircraft in Kos, like from Antalya to Kos. That's where they go. That was the nearest international airport they had to get on. And this gentleman was immediately arrested by the Greek authorities for not, wearing the mask. Here's my opinion on that. Why not to wait for the sake of you saving your time? Here's the thing: you may not be agreeing with the whole situation, you don't want to wear masks, but still, you going to waste your own time when, like, now your flight is halted. Now instead of you being at home, now you're going to be jailed. You understand? If you don't want to do it for yourself, you do it for the rest of the people. If you don't want to do it for the rest of the people, do it because you are a law-abiding citizen or person. You do it for the law because you don't care about your life that much. So at least if you care about some people, do it for them. If you don't care about the people, then do it for the law. Because either way, you're going to get caught up. It's you digging your own ditch. You're not wearing it. It's you. I mean, you daggering yourself, man. Just put on the damn mask. Go on the flight. How many hours? 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. You go 2, 3 hours. Everybody's doing it. It's not you alone. It doesn't mean that whoever's putting on the mask is comfortable with it. You know what I mean? It's not that. Nobody is used to living like this. I always struggle with this. Walking around, you breathing like a pig. Nobody's used to this, but you do it anyway, man. You do it. It's the new norm. Because there is a lot of people out there spreading like different ideologies around the whole situation, and then they sell you this whack idea that you don't want, it doesn't exist, and you don't want to wear the mask, blah blah blah. But you see people losing lives, so you don't know who's going to be next to you. It's safe for you. You do it for the sake of saving your time and your health, for Christ's sake. You have a family. I don't know you. I don't understand, really. This is my point. I just don't understand. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for the people. If you don't want to do it for the people, for the law, the law doesn't have so many options for you. You either do it or you get halted, and that's what happened. And now what? You've wasted your time and everybody else's time. That's being selfish. You don't want to be that. you know. So that's my rant about people who don't want to do things. Nobody's comfortable with this shit. Nobody wants to be moving around when you can breathe normally, but you do it anyway because it's the new order of the day. However much you resent it, but it is what it is. It's around, you know. All right, moving on. I don't want nothing to mess around my mode. There you go. Let's go to the local entertainment news. There's a lot of entertainment, like in the entertainment news. I rarely watch like TV reality shows and all this kind of stuff. I don't watch so much TV, unfortunately, but I keep up with the whole situation in my own way. I do my own research. So on Sunday, I was browsing Twitter and I saw the whole platform blowing up with cancel Big Brother Guerra, which is Big Brother Greece. Big Brother, this reality TV show that happened where people, the whole. I'm not gonna explain that. Big Brother. So on Sunday night, Twitter went on fire because of the remarks made by one of the contestants in this show. There's one Greek lad who just joked about rape, and these caused outrage on the whole social media. Here's what he said, quotes: "I go to one every day to empty my package, otherwise there is rape." So this is what this guy said, and this was considered to be so homophobic, sexist. It blew up. The trending handle was "Cancel Big Brother Greece." Celebrities joined in, politicians joined in, and eventually this guy who made these comments was made to apologize. He apologized actually today in the house, and he was sent off. Actually, he was hosted up from the show because the organizers, they say they can't have this kind of behavior around the house, so they had to throw him out. But before they threw him out, this guy, he was given a chance to apologize, and he had this say, he had his opinion. He said his apology. He said his apologies about it. He said that I didn't come from a mountain, so he was said I was ashamed and was finding it hard to believe that he said those things. He said he's an educated person, he has a good family background, and it's going to be hard for him as a person. So sometimes when you're making jokes, you have to know that there are a lot of people out there that have been victims of this whole sexual and domestic violence. You have to be sensitive. Words are strong, words are powerful, so we gotta be careful when we're using them, especially when you're in a public eye, or if you have a platform, you have to be sure. Look, it doesn't mean you have to try to appease or to impress everyone, but at least you have to be empathetic to people who have been to some situations that you don't know about. like when it comes to such violence. People have lost life, people have, committed suicide after the people have held heavy stories about that. It's not something that is easy, that it has to be joked about, so that is out and out of question. So okay, how much when I gotta wrap it up? Okay, before I finish up, there is this lady, one of the beautiful models, Monica Bellucci, is a model and Italian model. She's always in Greece because she has a part. She has a show of Maria Callas. She's gonna be acting. She's gonna be portraying this lady here in Greece. So she made a statement, like most of the travelers, or most of the traveling world out there. She made a statement. She I would love to buy a house in Paris, but no, I don't have it yet. I love Greece, and it's very close to my culture. So when I'm here, all this Mediterranean mood comes out, and I feel familiar. I love Greece and I love Paris because when she came through, she went to Paris Island, and if this is one of my recommendations. If you ever get a chance to visit Greece, that's one of the places, man. It's I won't say it's one of the places, but it's a beautiful place, but it's amazingly beautiful. But this is my bad I wanted to say. But in Greece, any island you're gonna visit, if you can be your first time there, trust me on this, you're going to fall in love. It's amazing, man. So that is it for today's episode. I've rambled so much words, but I'm really glad that I got a chance to come back, and I'm really glad that you stick around. So don't forget to review, and I'll catch you up on the next episode. Peace out.